Okay, guys, welcome to the next Skin Boss Show. We are excited to be interviewing some really amazing professionals in the field. Y'all know how this goes, but we're going to really get micro detailed and deep into what makes these amazing women tick. Now, we will have some men on here at some point, but for right now, lots of women leaders. We are so excited to share these people with you. And right now, I have Miss Taylor Harrelson.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, Miss Taylor, if you are ready for all the questions, you ready?
Let's do it.
So tell our audience, what is your current role, Taylor, and then how did you get started in the industry?
Yeah, absolutely. So currently I am at a medical spa in Greenville, South Carolina. That's where I'm based out of. It's called Carolina Esthetics. We have an Irmo and Sumter office, so I'm the lead esthetician there. It's been super, super fun. I've been there for about a year and a half now, pretty much after graduating, because I think I graduated in like September of 21, so kind of got the job in December of that same year. So, but basically, I kind of got into aesthetics because, and I tell all my acne boot camp girls this, and guys, but starting at a young age in middle school, I was, one of the unfortunate ones that just struggled terribly with acne, like all my forehead, my nose. And then once I feel like I kind of got control of it, then I had my boys and my postpartum hormones, cystic acne all over my jaw to the point to where I just remember walking into some stores and being like, this is overwhelming. What is salicylic acid? What is glycolic acid? This brand is $100 claiming to do the same thing that this $10 brand is doing. So, and so I kind of just did what a lot of people do and go on YouTube and teach myself. And then I was like, I'll just go to school for this. Researched a bunch of schools in my area and decided the best route for me was to make the 2-hour trek to Columbia because y'all had more of what I was looking for, and it was worth it. Absolutely.
And Taylor, because I know you and I know how amazing you are in leadership, it is no surprise that you are a lead esthetician. How do you feel, because of course we're going to be on script and a little bit off script, but how do you feel like your traits in leadership roles really developed you to do what you do? Because you oversee not only estheticians in your office, but people in other offices out of your town. I mean, that is huge.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I always feel like, if you ask my husband, he doesn't call it leadership. He calls me a little bossy sometimes. So, and I think having 2 little boys myself, you try to lead the house alongside your husband. So I've kind of always been that way. I've always been someone who likes to see a vision. I don't like to be complacent in anything that I do. If I'm at point A right now, when I'm at point A, I'm already looking at where point C and D are. I'm very happy with where I'm at, but I'm always looking to better myself. And I like to kind of carry that out to everybody that I work with as well. So other estheticians, nurse practitioners, really anybody that we work with, our front desk, I'm like, okay, this is where we're at. How can we get to the next place? Like this, this is where we set our goal for, this month. What do we need to do to raise that bar? And I think in doing so, it has, kind of lit a fire under everybody, and which in turn has kind of just like put me in somewhat of a leadership position, which I love. So, I love it. I have a blast doing it. And I'm always, like I said, just looking to kind of see what the next step is for me personally, professionally, and then us as a company.
Well, I have some thoughts that I'll share with you off camera about you and your future because you're amazing. I just think that is so fantastic, and I just knew that you could do and would do something like that.
Thank you.
And again, we'll get back on our task here, but what you said really reminds me a little bit of how I feel like I think about things and a lot of other people that I respect in the work environment, which is thinking from an aerial viewpoint. Not everybody thinks that way, Taylor. Where do you think, and this can kind of go into some of the background questions, but what in your upbringing, kind of got you to that point where you feel like you think from a bigger viewpoint? Some people just kind of think very one directionally, but to be a good leader, you kind of have to think about the big picture. Where does that come from for you?
Yeah, so really, I'm from a really small town in Texas. I'm the oldest of now 3 sisters. Fun fact, my youngest sister is actually younger than my son, so My mom had a surprise after she turned 40, but with all of that encompassing of being the oldest sister and being from a small town, I kind of, I took what my parents said literally when I was a kid, and they said, you can be anything you want to be. And I took that literally, and I was like, okay, well, what do I need to do? How can I get to where I want to be? And I kind of set goals for myself, but I've always had just such a big picture for my life. And, some people say a lot of things are like out of reach, but I've just, I've known so many people that came from nothing or had, not any sort of background in what they are doing now, and they end up just exploding in the career, in the field, and whatever that may be. So as cliche as it sounds, I just try not to let anything hold me back. I mean, if you think about it, I'm from Spartanburg right now. I have 2 little boys. And when I decided that I was going to be an esthetician, I was like, well, it's going to be a trek. We're going to drive 2 hours every single day. But I knew that if without doing that, I wasn't going to reach the potential that I had set for myself. So I feel like it just comes from, a lot of it, I think, begins from when I was just the older sister, and then trying to lead/boss, if you ask them, around, and just kind of setting the bar high for myself at a young age, for sure.
There's a funny sweatshirt about that being bossy, and it's way funnier than how I can actually recall it right now, but I think we might need that sweatshirt. That's it.
For sure.
Okay, let's see. Gosh, because we talked a lot about your background so far, so that is fabulous. How do you stay organized in a workday, Taylor? Tell us.
So organizing as far as like our clients that are coming in that day, I always try, like if it's, for example, if it's a Thursday, I'm looking at the schedule for that day a week in advance, making sure that we have the supplies that we need. Are we low on brow lamb / lash lift supplies? Are we low on microneedling heads? Whatever the case may be. I'm always trying to get me and the girls to like look at the schedule a week in advance, sometimes 2 weeks in advance, and financially a month in advance, so I can kind of project what we're going to be making financially for that next month, and kind of say, okay, well, next month from this point we are set to make X amount. I would like to make this amount. So what social media ads are we going to need to push between now and then to get us to that point? So financially organizing way, I just like to look at the schedule in advance, and then the morning of, just showing up on time, getting to your space, taking a minute, getting your bed ready, looking at all your supplies, and just taking a second to drink your Starbucks and breathe and make sure you're good to go for the day. But that starts a month in advance for me personally.
I love that. This is like my love language, talking about schedules, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay. I love that. Let's see, because there's always ups and there's always downs, okay? We're going to talk a little bit about those down moments just very, very quickly. But what are some challenges that you face in a day or in a week in your career? I mean, I'm sure there's plenty we can all share in those moments.
Yeah, definitely.
What's something that you might want to share?
I'd say just off the top of my head, the first thing that comes to mind is, as much as I love working in the aesthetics field in my job personally, what I love even more is, being a mom and being a wife and being involved in my church. So getting into the position, because it wasn't like clocking in on a Monday morning and clocking out, because I was constantly thinking when I got home, how are we going to get more clients in? How are we going to do this? So I had, a hard time switching that work mode off and tuning into my kids at the end of the night, because, they are 5 and 8 years old, so they don't really allow you time to not have attention on them when you're home. All y'all mamas know out there exactly how that is. But, I just kind of ran into the struggle of, how am I going to be the mom that I want to be, as present as possible, go to the kindergarten graduations, go to the field trips, but still, like I said, not be complacent in where I am as an esthetician, and push myself further while still giving a lot of my time and energy and love into being a mom. And honestly, like you said, it kind of just falls back on scheduling and knowing when to turn that on and when to turn it off. Like when I'm at work, I got my phone. If they need it, it's an emergency. But when I'm at work, I'm at work, and that's time I'm focusing on my clients and on the business. And when I'm at home, I put the laptop down and I put my phone down and I say, okay, it's time for my babes, and it's time to play Legos and watch Disney movies and all that fun stuff and homework and all that kind of stuff. But I said, you know, it took me, I want to say, I mean, I'm still working on that. I think it's a constant struggle as your kids get older and the next phase they are in their lives, and it's calling for different things from you. So just kind of learning, you know, work-life balance, personal boundaries is a big thing for sure.
Balance and boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the title of this episode. I like that.
Okay.
I do like what you said about your faith being important to you, because the interesting thing and how all this works every time we film this is that the other guests in this room that are going to be on here are big believers themselves and have a big heart for that. So I think that is fantastic. How do you feel like your faith has led you to this today?
Oh my gosh, how is it not? You know, I mean, I feel like God's hand is in absolutely every second of everything that I do. You know, when deciding to go to esthetician school, it kind of, you know, if you're a believer and you understand how God works and have faith in how he puts his hand on your life, I think you look back on your life and you're like, wow, you could see God's hand in absolutely everything you did. Like, you know, if this hadn't followed through at this exact moment, I wouldn't be sitting with you today, you know. And same with like the career that I'm in, the job that I'm actually at. Like if this door hadn't opened when this door happened to close, I wouldn't be there either. And, you know, some people can call it chance and good luck and stuff like that. But I think for us believers, we know where that comes from, and we have faith in that. And I think that is just always going to be the driving factor in what I do, for sure.
I love that. I'll hug you in a little bit. I love it. I love it. Okay. So we're going to switch gears a little bit, and I'm going to play a little game with you. Are you ready for this? They were not prepped for this, I'm going to tell you. All right. Here's our little game, and it's called Fast Questions.
All right.
You got to answer truthfully and fast. So here we go, Taylor. Let's do it. It's aesthetics related, of course. Favorite skincare line or lines?
Okay, obviously I'm not saying that because she's here. I love my Courtney Sykes products. I like Skin Better too. Yeah, both of those.
Well, of course, I love my products too, but Skin Better is fantastic. There's a new product from them I actually want to buy. We'll connect. Favorite skincare ingredients?
Oh, okay. I love my vitamin A. I love my vitamin C, and anything that is going to make you look like a glazed donut, AKA lipid drops. I just plugged it in right there.
There you go. Yes, lipid drops, if we could just bathe in it, drink in it, all that kind of stuff for sure. Love it. Okay, favorite modality or aesthetics treatment? So plug in your business a little bit on this one. What are
Absolutely.
your favorite services that you do at your business?
3 come to mind. My first, obviously, I'm all about results-driven treatments. So chemical peels, microneedling / microchanneling. Chef's kiss on that one. You want to see actual change in your skin and it work on 10 million different problems of your skin at once. Go for microneedling and chemical peels. But you know, I also love my hydrofacials. I love like a good deep clean, and I love to see the junk jar at the end of it. So it's very satisfying.
Exactly, exactly. I'm thinking all the nasty things that we love as estheticians. That's right.
Beautiful.
Okay, couple more. Must-have skincare products. Choose 3.
Choose 3. Okay. So skincare product, we got to start off with a clean base. So a good cleanser. We need our SPF, and we need like our vitamin A, rets, trets, all the whole thing.
I love that. I love that. Retinol, all the good stuff. Favorite quote?
Favorite quote?
Throwing it at
Oh my
you.
gosh. Okay. It sounds super cheesy, but I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I think even Miss Demara said that, but you know, that's kind of always been something that I stand by, and you know, he's with me, so I'm good.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Taylor. Let's think about the last one. Favorite hustlers in the business. Who do you look up to in the aesthetics world? Because there's so many amazing
There
people
are.
out there.
There's so many. The field has just boomed, I feel like, in the past few years, especially. But not saying that because she's here, but oh my gosh, guys, Courtney Sykes. If y'all know Courtney Sykes, you know the girl hustles. You know the quote, like, you have as many hours in the day as Beyonce. I kind of think the same thing about Courtney. This woman literally wakes up, runs a school, has a skincare line, does things like this as a mama, as a wife. I mean, goals.
Well, that is not why I
Goals.
wanted you to say that.
Goals. Goals.
Well, you're my favorite hustler too. How about that? How about
Okay.
that? Anybody else?
I like the Dallas esthetician, Savannah Boda. I really like her a lot too. I try to model a lot of like treatments and like my business after like a lot of like her business thoughts and her recommendations. So I'd say between like Savannah and Courtney, I'm good to go.
Oh my gosh, well, funny enough, I'm going to go see her in Las Vegas
Are you?
during the summer. So Savannah Boda, I'm coming for you.
Yeah,
Coming to your
I'm
class.
excited.
Okay.
That'd be fun.
Yes, you should come
Definitely.
too.
I should. Let's go. Let's just go. Let's make a girls' day out of it. Let's just go.
Well, Taylor, you have been fabulous. Thank you so much for joining us. Look into the camera and tell everybody about your business and where everybody can find you.
Great. So again, Carolina Esthetics. Our Instagram handle is Carolina Aesthetics Greenville, or if you're looking into the Irmo or Sumter offices, it's Carolina Aesthetics Sumter or Carolina Aesthetics Irmo. And yeah, we're super excited. We do a lot. We've got an NP there, so we're kind of microneedling, chemical peels, Botox filler, oil therapy, the whole 9 yards. We have a good time.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Taylor.
Thank you.
Yay. Okay, guys, next we have Miss Dedra Harvin, who I just got done telling her how young she looks every time I see her, and I'm really not even kidding you. This is the truth. I mean, look at her. She's gorgeous. We've been friends for a long time. She's also a graduate of Southeastern Aesthetics Institute, also owner of Dedra Harvin Aesthetics. I really should be letting her intro herself, I suppose. But Dedra, we're so glad to have you.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate it so much.
Absolutely.
I love coming here anyway.
Oh, it's fun. You got to get a facial next time. We'll throw you on the table, you know. Dedra, what is your current role? Tell everybody a little bit about your business and your business history, because you've had your business for quite a number of years now, right?
Right. So I've been an esthetician since 2015. I went to Southeastern Aesthetics Institute, of course, and I'm a graduate. And years before that, I was a homemaker. And so I had my own handmade skincare line, well, more bath and body style. And so I have my business. It is in Elgin, and I've been doing that for 8 years now.
And why have I not come to visit your business, considering now that we're close, right? Like, why? I'm going to come by.
Yes.
Now that we're close, because of course we're now in Elgin, but still Richland County somehow. That's exciting. Okay, Dedra, give us the micro details. How did you start your business, and what inspired you to do it?
Okay, like I said, I was doing handmade skincare products and mostly bath and body, but I was making masks. And so people were asking me questions like, well, can it help with this or can it help with that? And I was doing it more for like the frou-frou kind of thing. Like, it's just a strawberry mask, okay? It's strawberry, just put it on your face. And so after so many people asking me and I didn't have the answers, I figured, you know, it's time out for me not knowing. I need to know. So I started looking for, you know, something in the industry. I didn't even know about aesthetics at all. And then lo and behold, I ran across aesthetics as a career and the school. And so that's what really inspired me. And so I'm so glad now, because that really took what I was doing before to another level. Yeah. And so being able to incorporate that into my spa business and really being able to create an experience for my clients when they come in. You know, I don't just like give them a facial and let them go. I mean, it's like a whole shebang. They get the whole experience with.
Let's talk about that experience, because I know what you mean by that. You definitely offer that. I am big on the experience because that's what sets people apart. Give us a little bit of micro details about this experience you give to your client.
Okay, so I definitely require, of course, paperwork and everything up front, and now I require a consultation. So before they come in, I've already done all my research before they come in, and just try to make sure that their facial is, or whatever service they're getting, that it's actually meeting the need, and they're actually going to be working towards the results they really want, because I'm definitely about results-driven, you know, services, not just, I mean, of course you'll relax during it, but I don't like doing just relaxation. I mean, relaxation can be sometimes what you actually need in order to calm down acne or something like that, but I really like results driven. So I try to do all of those things. If it's, you know, having water or tea or, you know, a soft piece of candy or something on, you know, everything. If they like a certain scent, like for my VIP clients, when they come in, if they like lavender, then everything, the sheets, the towels, the water, everything smells like lavender. If they like everything is scented that way. And so when they get under the sheets, they just kind of just go into a place because that's what they like. And so that's what I try to do.
I love that. And that's what matters, and that's what sets people apart in aesthetics. So I love that about you. Let's talk about your new spa boxes, because I want to buy one. So tell me all about it. Tell us all about it.
So, during the pandemic when we had to shut down, it was really kind of course, startling for a lot of us trying to shift. And for me, I have a child that's at home that has an autoimmune system, really vulnerable autoimmune system. So he's in virtual school still. And so shifting from not having my business open every day, I had to shift to something else where I could still kind of see clients, so I see them virtually, but I also do the spa boxes, so I can create an experience in a box for them. And so everything is just like head to toe in the box. So there's, facial care, body care, something to kind of get them to escape from, even if they use everything in the box at home, or if they decide to take it with them on a trip, everything is in the box, even like accessories, clothing items, everything is in there to give you a full experience.
I love that, because sometimes it's not just about picking out individual products, but putting together a whole collection. And I think that really speaks to the experience that you provide. So I love that. I love that. All right, Ms. Dedra, let's see. Who supports you in life and your business? I mean, I think I do know, but tell us.
My husband, definitely. He has been my biggest supporter. When I was thinking about going back to school, I was having issues because, of course, at that time, I was a stay-at-home mom, 3 kids, and I was thinking like I would be stealing time away from my family. And my husband's just like, go, do it. This is what you want to do. Just do it. And then even when it came to thinking up a name, because when we did our business projects, Courtney has us doing those business projects in school, I came up with like a fictitious name. But when it came time to actually do my business, my husband just like, just do your name. Yeah. And I was just like, wow, really? I mean, I had gone through this whole list thing. He said, just do your name. And he was just like, yeah. And here you go. Here's the .com, DedraHarvin.com. He just
Gosh, you would think that could have been taken for sure. That's fabulous.
Nope, he had everything. He was just like, that's what you need to do. And so he has been my biggest supporter with everything.
And I don't think that's talked about enough sometimes, right? Is, as women, we are taking care of everybody. We're taking care of the kids and everything we're doing, and changing your life and your career and kind of working through that in relationships can sometimes be a hardship on people. But I have a supportive husband, you have a supportive husband, and that's not something everybody has. And I think that is so cool and amazing. And you should bring him by to see us more over here. We're just going to say that since we are close with one another.
Yes. And see, with my husband being a pastor, he works a full-time job, but he's also a full-time senior pastor. Yeah. And so it's amazing that he sees great things for me outside of me just being his wife, or outside of me being the pastor's wife, that I can have all the things that I want to achieve on my own. So I'm not just known as his wife, that I'm known on my own standing and footing. So.
That is incredible. That is fantastic. Way to go, husband. We love Mr. Harvin. That's it. Yes. If he's watching. Okay, the next question, because I do love organization. We're going to maybe ask that question to everybody today. How do you stay organized in your work day? Because you are just naturally that way. Give us some tips, the Dedra tips.
For me, I set out everything ahead of time before the appointment. I set up everything. If I'm going to be doing, I usually do lip gloss on them at the end, so I have a Q-tip there for lip gloss, or a lip brush, whichever one I have, or whatever I'm doing. I try to do little delicate things. Even when I'm doing like eye serums, I use a Q-tip to kind of delicately dot it around their eyes first, and then work it in with my fingers. So it's just, I keep every little thing in its place. So I have cotton swabs, I do disposable brushes, so I have their brush out. Everything is laid out, bowls, everything is already laid out for every client. And so I try to make sure like the sheets are already halfway folded out.
I love that. So you're
the
telling me
row.
I can go through your drawers and cabinets and everything is in its place, huh?
Yes.
I do know that to be true. I bet that's the case. That is fantastic. I think a lot of people don't know how detailed aesthetics actually is and all the supplies you have to have and everything. That is fantastic. I love that. I love it. Okay, Dedra, because everything is just always perfect in your life, there's got to be something, right? So what are some challenges you face in a day or week in your career? I remember we talked about this actually before, so it might be the same thing, but it might be something different. What's a challenging situation you have faced?
Well, I've had a challenge where I've had 2 clients. One of them is still my client. They were sisters, and they are sisters, and I had to fire one of them. And so the other one, I still, see her, and she's amazing, but the other sister had to be fired. It was a terrible experience. And so it almost like split up their family, because at one point, the mom was siding with the other sister, and the grandmother was siding with the client that I kept. And then it ended up working out that the mom started coming back or whatever. And so,
That's so funny.
so it's just, sometimes it's just navigating and people finding out that things don't always happen the way you think it happened. And, and I said, of course, there was a way that I could have done things better, but I was operating from the guise of the sister, who did things completely different, and thinking that this sister would operate the same way, and it didn't happen that way. And so, of course, it was a lesson learned for me, but at the end, how you really are doesn't have to be depicted that way to where everybody connected to that person actually stops coming to you or stops patronizing your business or whatever. It can still be who you truly are. It can be reflected, and people see you for who you truly genuinely are.
And that's exactly right, because you're so fabulous and amazing. And that is also another thing. I mean, in aesthetics, there's so many people and personalities that you have to kind of train yourself and think through, how do I deal with this person versus that person? But I'm sure you do this with grace at all times, like I know you do. So that is amazing. And I have heard that story before, and I love how they all come back to you at the end of it. So that is fabulous. Let's see. Give us an instance, Dedra, where you went above and beyond with a client and how this paid off for your business. I mean, I think you go above and beyond with every client, but give us the story.
So I have a client. She was coming to me every week, VIP client, and she went through a period where she had to have surgery. It was an emergency surgery, and she didn't plan to have it. And so she told me she had already been coming to me for like 3 or 4 years. And she went from every other week to coming every week. And then she had to have the surgery, and she was just like, well, I'm gonna have to, not, because my money is not gonna be the way I really want it to be, because I gotta pay for this surgery or whatever. And she said, so maybe I can start coming back, after I pay this off, start coming back in a couple of months. And I was like, okay, and then I got home and I thought about it, and I called her. I said, you know what? Don't do that. Just continue to come. And I said, I'd much rather you continue to keep seeing the progress you're seeing with your skin and not pay me than for you to, stop coming altogether and then be home frustrated because you're trying to pay this bill for this medical bill, and you're frustrated because your skin is kind of going backwards or whatever. So I'd much rather you keep going. And she was just like, really? I was like, yes. She said, she said, my money is really tight. I said, don't pay me anything, but we're going to keep your appointments just as scheduled. And so after maybe about 5 or 6 weeks, she came in and she said, I'm finished paying with that. She said, I just want to pay you. She paid me and tipped me, like double tipped me for all of the appointments that she had. And I didn't require that of her, but she did it anyway, and tipped me, well above and beyond that. And so that's just something, because I wasn't expecting anything. I just figured, when she was ready, she would just pick right back up with paying, and we would just keep going from there. But
that is so inspiring. I love that every time. That is so fantastic. And what I know about you, and because of that story, is you have such a servant heart, Dedra. to finish off our interview before we play our game, because I'm not going to let you get away from that, tell us how a servant's heart is so important in customer care as an esthetician. I think so many people come into it with different mindsets these days, but you really have to care about other people more than yourself. I know that is who you and your husband and your family are. So give us some details on that. What do you think?
Well, you truly have to want to see the other person get all that they want. It's not about you making all the money. It's not about you making a name for yourself or whatever. It's not about that for me. Even though my name is on my business big, it's still not about that. It's about me taking time to make sure that customers get all of the things that they want. And so making sure that their needs are first is more important than me making the dollar. And so I think that's probably the most special thing about it. And seeing it as, I really see my business as an extension of my ministry. And so I try to treat people with respect. And so even when I get husband and wife, come, I tell the wives, okay, you're welcome to sit in on the treatment if you feel, and it's like, I already know how you operate. Go on in there, to know that they can trust me with their spouse and that there's no inappropriate behavior or anything. So it's because it's an extension of who I am and how I treat people really on a normal day-to-day basis.
Wow, I love that. Please don't ever change, okay? I love it. You inspire me very much. You're one of my favorite hustlers in the business. Okay. All right, fast questions. You ready?
I hope so.
Yes, okay. Favorite skincare lines, Dedra, give it to us.
Okay, so I have 3.
Yep.
So one, of course, is Courtney Sykes Molecular Aging.
No.
Gotta have it, gotta have it.
Oh.
And the other one is Face Reality. I love their Mandelic stuff, everything. Yes. And then the last one is Anna Lotan Pro. So and that's one, products made in Israel. I love their skincare.
Fabulous. Do we get any of those products, by the way, in our little boxes? Because I want one. I'll let you tell me later.
No.
I can't wait
think
for my
about
box.
it. Not this go round.
Yes. It changes, I'm sure. All right, favorite skincare ingredients, Dedra, tell us.
So favorite skincare ingredients, I love vitamin C, and vitamin C just does a lot for the skin. And what else?
Vitamin C.
That's my only, right now, that's my only.
Yeah, I love vitamin C. It boosts collagen. It's a great antioxidant. I put it on my skin this morning. I'm sure you did too, so I love that. Next question, favorite modality or aesthetics treatment?
Okay, I love LED light. I like finishing my clients off with LED light. And I also like ultrasonic, ionic kind of thing. So it's really nice and gentle to help penetrate products. So.
Agreed. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Must-have skincare products. Choose 3.
Of course, Courtney Sykes Molecular Agent. I got to do 2 of them. So it's the purifying molecules and the lipid drops. Got to have both.
If I ever discontinue the lipid drops, I think I might be buried somewhere. I don't know, but yes. What else you got?
For Anna Lotan, they have a collagen skin, like it's a powder. And you can use that. It's gentle enough for clients who are undergoing cancer or going through that. So I love that. It's very gentle. It's a powder. And you add a little water to it and make it into a paste and can cleanse your skin. So it's really good for delicate skin.
Fabulous. You have to send me the link to that one. I love it. I love it. Favorite quote, Dedra?
Okay. This is my favorite quote. And it's actually become so true for me, but I saw it and I loved it when I first saw it. And it's, how old you are is your business. How young you look is my business.
Oh, I love that. How young you look is her business, y'all. That's it. That's it. Favorite hustlers in the business?
Let's see. Favorite hustlers, I say on the rise would be Courtney Dow in Greenville.
Yes.
And
ran into her the other week.
Yeah. And then I said bigger hustler on the bigger end out of California, Sheila Bella. She is a micropigmentation, that kind of.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I
Sheila
listened
Bella.
to her podcast.
Yes.
Sheila Bella and Courtney Dial, hello.
Yes,
You were
yes,
mentioned here in the
yes.
show. That is fabulous. I agree.
And of course you.
No, stop it.
Yes, of course you.
No.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, I love you very much. You know
Yes,
this.
love you too, Courtney.
And you
Yes.
come see me all day, every day, okay? Love you very much. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you
Dedra,
for having me.
tell us really quick before we end, where can people find you?
So I am also here in Elgin. I'm on Main Street, Dedra Harvin Aesthetics at 2548 Main Street. And that's Elgin, not Columbia. If you go to the one in Columbia, that's a funeral home. And my website is dedraharvin.com. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook, Dedra Harvin Aesthetics. Instagram, Dedra Harvin.
Fabulous. Thank you, Dedra.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, we have Miss Roneka Benjamin here, and I am so excited because she is fixing to open up her business, have her grand opening. We're going to chat all the details of being a brand new business owner, although I knew that this was her trek, and I just knew how successful she actually really already was. So we're excited to debut her new business. Roneka, so glad to have you with us.
Hello, I'm glad to be here.
Yes.
Thanks.
So we're going to start at the top here. Tell us about your business, your current role, how you got to where you are today. We'll start with that. Tell us.
Okay, that's a loaded question.
Yes, it is.
So I am currently the owner of Roneka Mallory Transformation Studio in Hartsville. I'm a licensed esthetician, and so I offer services there. And as we said before, I'll be having my grand opening soon. So how I got here, I would say, so I initially started out with human services. I graduated with a degree in human services. I always had a desire to help, and initially it was nursing was tried to be pushed on me by my family, but I just knew that wasn't necessarily the area that I wanted to help in. But I just always had a thing for people and wanting to assist and see people be their best selves. So I got a degree in human services. Later on went to become a certified transformation coach, and then I went to go get my aesthetics license. So that's how I ended up at the transformation studio, because someone said earlier, you know, God just puts the pieces together. So I didn't initially know why I would go from human services to getting a coaching certificate. And then he's like, okay, well, go to school for aesthetics. I'm like, all right, I'm just going with the flow. And so I ended up here, and now it's a transformation studio.
That is fabulous. And so what's coming back to me now is how amazing she is at stage presence. She did her business I mean, I think there was a round of applause, like a huge one, to where our staff outside of the auditorium heard it. I mean, she's incredible. Speak to the transformation part of things. What really led you to that? Because that definitely correlates with aesthetics and taking care of clients. So many people need amazing people like yourself.
Yeah.
Tell us really where that comes from.
So as I said before, I've always been a people's person. I always wanted to assist people. I started a nonprofit by the name of Girl I Got You. I was a teen mother, so I've always had a passion for single mothers, for teen mothers, pregnancy prevention, all of those things, just thinking about what I needed when I was a certain age. And honestly, that's what really started me with the transformation part of it, because I just remember being in my room and I was kind of in a place where I'm like, well, what is it like? Where do I belong? And just having certain questions. And in that, God just told me that I was going to be the person that I needed. And he had me just begin to write and build all of these different things and all of these different visions he started giving me. And in that, I just began to go back to school for this. And I'm like, okay, eventually this will come together. And then transformation coaching, I realized, okay, this is a way for me to be able to provide support, to be able to be a push to somebody else, and just to share my life experiences, because I'm just a transparent person, because I feel like that's the best way to be able to help somebody, just to know that you can have anything as long as it's in God's will, that you're willing to step out on. So transformation, I was transformed from a teen mother to this. So my life experiences is basically what brought me to this place, to answer your question.
I love it, and I love your energy. I just want to be around you all day. You just stay right here. But I think that's fantastic. So many of your clients need what you have to give, so I love that. Tell us about your menu of services. What are you looking to offer? What are you so excited to bring to the table?
So I'm excited. So I love waxing, number one. So I offer waxing services. I offer facials. I love back facials and waxing. Those are my two babies right there, because I like transformation. And of course, transformation is also when a person lays on your bed, they're bringing everything else with them when they lay there. So it's just an opportunity for them to relax, to feel like they're in a safe space, and if it's just for a moment, to be able to escape from everything. So I bring to the table a safe place, a place of escape, a place to be able to relax, to heal, and when you walk out, be able to keep moving and keep going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay. Hair removal is huge. Love waxing. Love back rejuves and back facials. I agree with you there. Who supports you in life and in business? Who supports you?
Oh, I'm grateful. I have a huge support system. I have my family, of course, my husband and my children. They are my number one fans. But like I said, I have a host of aunts. I'm the only girl on both sides of my family, so I have a lot of men on both sides pushing me, but my family and I have been blessed with really great friends as well. So I have a huge
fantastic.
church
Wow.
family.
Ah,
Yeah, the community.
I love
blessed.
that. You are blessed. So many people that we see as an educational institute come through, and they may or may not have that support. I think that is so key. Although we can self-support and make sure we're good to go, I think that is fantastic. You can see that that resonates for you. Okay, because organization is our key word for today, Roneka. How do you stay organized in your workday? Tell us all about that, because organization as a business owner is key.
Yeah, it is. And I'm still finding my flow. However, of course, a calendar. I write a lot. Every little thing I write, I have to keep a notepad by me somewhere. I have 1,000 of them because my mind is just always going. So I write a lot. I write everything down. I keep a calendar. I share with the people who are close to me, and they keep me on track. And just getting up early, that's one thing I had to really learn. Like 5 o'clock, I need to be up. Because if I don't, my whole day is just kind of like, okay, it's gone, you know? So getting up early, looking over my calendar, sharing with people who are able to keep me on track, and that keeps me organized, yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, well, I'm a 5 a.m. I'm a 4:30 a.m.er actually. Tell us about your morning routine at 5 a.m. Would you mind sharing that, and what just kind of brings you to this place where you can get everything done in a day?
Yeah. So I am a mother and a wife, so that's another reason why 5 a.m. is definitely necessary, because they are asleep. So I when I first get up, I just kind of lay there, and I want to be able to hear just what, not even just what I desire for my day, but what God's will is for my day. So I kind of lay there and just pray, and just thankful for breath. Get up, get myself together, get my kids together, and just go over. I'll go sit in my office and just sit there and kind of go over everything, make a to-do list, and I start from there, and I begin to check off.
I love that you begin your day with just kind of prayer and thinking through things. It probably will, I know as a business owner, it will definitely help you with just not seeing every little thing as a challenge all the time. You'll be able to look bigger and up here as opposed to all the little details. So this is it. This is what you're going to do, that's for sure. Let's see. What have been some challenges so far that you might want to share about getting your business going? Because I could list off a million of them. I know exactly how this goes, but any challenges you want to share for any entrepreneurs that are looking into getting in the field?
I would say opportunities, not necessarily challenges. I try not to look at them as challenges.
Oh, I like that.
But opportunities, just first of all, just pacing yourself, number one. And not, challenges can be social media. Challenges can be, looking around and seeing everything else and other people who seem to be, just really doing it, and you're looking at your situation and like, okay, this is big, how I'm going to get here. So challenges will be seeing the outside world sometimes, that can be a challenge, and sometimes you have to kind of just close off from that. I know at the beginning of the year, I just completely got off of social media just so I can focus on the vision God had given me and not be blinded by others people's stuff. So once I did that, I was able to get up and say, okay, all right, I'm laser focused. This is my goal, and if I focus on this, then I can get there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. Just kind of putting your blinders on a little bit. Absolutely. I love that. And I agree. Let's see, what else do I want to ask you? I love consistency, Roneka. I think that we both kind of have that in common with having our morning routine, having a way we do things, trying to put obstacles in perspective a little bit. So what inspires you to be consistent in your everyday? Because that's what brought you to where you are now.
Yeah, that's good. What inspires me to be consistent is the fact that I struggled with consistency.
There you go.
In my past, that was something that I struggled with. I struggled with being consistent, and I know what my life looked like when I was in a place where, I was stagnant. I felt stuck at the time, and nothing was going right. So when I look back there, versus to where I am now, it makes me keep going and staying consistent. Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. You just never know sometimes unless you've actually been through it and you learn and you move forward. So I think that's fantastic. I love it. So are you ready for the Skin Boss game? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I love these questions. Here we go. Favorite skincare line or lines? Tell us what you think.
Okay, so I'm currently trying out different things, of course. I'm newly licensed, so I'm trying out different things currently right now. Dermalogica has been working for me, so I've been trying out some Dermalogica products. It's Pro Pigment RX is a new line that I've been trying out as well, and it seems to be good. So right now, those two are.
I love it. Your skin is beautiful, so I think that sounds fabulous. Favorite skincare ingredients?
Ingredients?
Putting you on the spot.
Yeah, so vitamin C.
Yes.
Anything salicylic, just give it to me, please.
Oh, yes. Vitamin C and salicylic.
Yeah.
Salicylic helps to tighten up those pores, yes.
Yeah, those are the two I can think of right now at the top.
Those are good. Those are good. Those are my two favorites, too. I like it. Favorite modality or aesthetics treatment?
As I said before, waxing. I love doing waxing and facials and just back rejuvenations. I love a hydrofacial now. I do.
Yes.
That's one of my favorites too. So
Got to protect that lipid barrier, folks. That's it. I agree.
Yeah.
Must-have skincare products. Choose 3.
Of course, sunscreen, SPF, vitamin C, and you said choose 3, and lipids. I'm gonna say lipids too.
Oh, for heaven's sake. I'm going to send y'all all home
I
with
like
some
collagen
lip
drops too, though. But yeah.
Well, good. Got to have all the good
Yeah.
serums and the sunscreen. I agree. What's your favorite quote?
My favorite quote would have to be anxious for nothing, but through all things, prayer, supplication with prayer and thanksgiving to make your request known. It's not a race, it's a marathon, and you just gotta pray about it and not be anxious. You'll get there.
I love that.
Yeah.
You inspire so many people.
Thank you.
Okay, and you're going to be on my little list of favorite hustlers in the business. Who are your favorite hustlers in the business, or who are people that you may look up to, not just in our business, but in general, that really just help you keep going?
Yeah. You already know. You are definitely. I've never met anyone who is able to do everything that you do. Like, I used to be at school, like, well, she was upstairs, and she upstairs and downstairs at the same time, and you do a lot. It's amazing, and just knowing a little bit of your story and seeing how you built your business, your brand, and you continue to you're always just reachable. To do all of that and still be reachable, I think is amazing.
You're very sweet. You're also mine.
So
I love networking with amazing entrepreneurs and people I've got a lot in common with, and you're one of those people.
Thank you.
Yes. Who else? Tell us.
And I also have a friend who's in the beauty industry. She also has a cosmetology school. Her name is
Nice.
Shelley Henry. Yeah, and she's young.
Where is she
she's
at?
35. She's in Hartsville.
Okay.
So she has a she does hands-on training with her cosmeticians. So they work and they are able to get their license at the same time.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Chelsea Henry. Okay, I'm coming to meet you, Chelsea.
Yeah, I
That's
told her
awesome.
I definitely want y'all to meet. But she's been doing it since we've been out of high school, and she's just watching her hustle is just amazing. So you two are definitely an inspiration.
I love that. Well, thank you very much for being with us. You
for
are
having me.
fantastic in every single way. Tell the camera where to find your business and how to reach you.
Okay, so I am in Hartsville, South Carolina. It's the Roneka Mallory Transformation Studio, 576 West Carolina Avenue, which is downtown Hartsville. You can also find us on social media. It's Roneka Mallory Transformation Studio. My personal page is Roneka Benjamin on Facebook. On Instagram, it's _coach_neek. And you can also find me at RonekaMallory.com.
Fabulous. I love it. Make sure y'all follow her and call her. We are so glad to have you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, everybody, I have got a very special guest for our Skin Boss show today, and it is Miss Shelley Simmons from Affirmations Medical Spa. She's going to tell you all about herself, but I will tell you, as a patient of hers, I think she is fantastic. I love it. I love their entire business, and she has always been very welcoming to Southeastern Aesthetics Institute and everybody here, and we are just so thrilled to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Glad to be
So
here.
Shelley, what is your current role and how did you get into medical spa ownership? Tell us all about it.
Oh, the journey of that. But I'm a nurse practitioner. I've been in healthcare for 12 years now, started out in ICU world. My husband and I both were ICU nurses for years and went back for our masters, a little different route. Finished up in 19 with that and went into internal medicine and family practice as a nurse practitioner. And then COVID, right? The famous words, then COVID. So ICU, bread and butter, helping people. I love helping people, and just with the demand and the way that healthcare has changed, I felt that I couldn't do what I wanted to do for my patients anymore in allopathic conventional medicine. I wasn't getting the results. We weren't getting approvals that we needed for them. Just a very stressful time. So my husband and I have always had a goal. He is very into health and wellness, and it's always been our goal to be entrepreneurs and to have our own business. So what better time than the present? You know, at the end of COVID, I thought it's time.
Well, as someone that works with my husband, and I love it, and I know how it takes to, what it takes to get there. How is it working with your husband? I think that is so amazing. You have a very supportive husband. We've been talking a lot about that today with the other guests. Tell us a little bit about y'all's dynamic and just really where that comes from. I think that's fantastic.
So actually, ironically enough, we work best together. We worked together for years in ICU. It was we always knew the tone of our voice, or when we were in need, or, things are done my way and when he's in my room and his way and his, but we're always there for support. So they actually called us dynamic duo when we traveled. We're just very supportive. And when I said, it's time, didn't know it would be the same time as having a baby. So he was very supportive of me quitting my job and, separating that income and saying, go for your dreams. So it's been great. We work great together, and I can't wait to have him on board full time.
Well, good. Absolutely. And you have some amazing people on your team. I love your studio. I love your business. What are some of your favorite services to perform?
As cliche as it is, everybody gets it. Botox is so fun to see, especially first-timers. I do a lot of first-timers, and the results that they didn't expect to get, or their brow shape or the arch, or things that they just didn't know that they get out of it. That's always a lot of fun to see. So Botox for sure. Fillers are always fun. Instant gratification. One of the few things that we do for instant gratification. A lot of times we have to wait for results. And then I'd have to say RF microneedling. It is something that treats so many concerns and gives such great results. So
I agree. Skincare and all these services really make for amazing pro-aging support, I always say. That is fabulous. So because I really like your bedside manner, I think you are very educational when it comes to your patients. Where does that come from for you? You're a natural educator, and I think that's why your clients love you. If I were to take a wild guess, where does that come from?
That is definitely from my nursing background. On the medical side, you're very book smart, we call them. We always kind of separate ourselves from the MDs in that sense that we have the behavioral side. We've been on the front lines. We're the ones with those patients in their most vulnerable times, and it's so important just to build that rapport and that trust and that relationship. And the only way to do that is to educate. You know, I have no problem telling them if I don't know something, but I need to be open and honest and educate them about, you know, what I do know, and that I'm going to help them as best I can to find the right answers and the right results.
Fantastic. I agree with all that. I agree with that. Let's see some good questions here. Give us the micro details. What inspired you initially to start your business? I know you told us kind of getting out of the nursing game and doing all of that, but aesthetics is so vastly different.
Yes.
What really inspired you?
I would say definitely the gratification of seeing those that are proactive and preventive in their health. You know, in ICU and internal medicine, I teach all day long about how to care for yourself, and I'm not there at home to implement that for them. I can't make them make changes, and unfortunately, you know, you don't see the results without making the changes. So it's a very different mindset for those in this industry. They're seeking out help. They're preventive, they're proactive, they want to do the things that you tell them to do to get the results they see. So I would definitely say self-confidence and seeing people look and feel good about their bodies and their health from inside out. But on the proactive side, it makes that a lot easier. So it was just a very different population that I was seeking out to still educate and help at that time, but get those
Still
results we're looking
patience,
for.
but more in a positive mindset.
Absolutely.
And looking for those goals. I love it.
Absolutely.
And we know who supports you in life and in business. Is there anybody else that really is a support system for you personally as a solo entrepreneur with your husband?
I'm going to say absolutely my husband. Like I said, he has had to be my stronghold through all of this craziness and all of my ideas. I wake up every day, I'm the dreamer, and he's very much my groundedness. So it's a good balance. But I'd have to say my mom. The older we get, I am much more like her, and I can, you know, see myself in her every day, and she is always there every step of the way and just talks me down from things, you know, and reminds me just to step back, take a breath. It'll be there waiting when I'm ready for it. So, yeah.
I love that, and I agree. I also have a great relationship with my mother, and she's why I'm here as well.
Yes.
I love that. Okay, because we're talking a lot about organization today, and because as a business owner, it takes a lot of that. We have had the very interesting chance today to actually interview a ton of business owners and leaders. How does organization play a role in your daily life? So how do you stay organized in the workplace every day? That's
It
a
is
big
an
loaded
everyday
question.
challenge because it's constantly changing. But I will say, as I've heard for a lot of others, I like to be prepared before people get there. I look at my week ahead of time, see what I have on for the week, making sure we have supplies, everything in stock and everything ready for them. But at the beginning of the day, I like to go through and have things, you know, if I need things mixed up or Botox, or if I need to backfill fill, just have what's on for the day at least prepared and ready for them, so that I try to eliminate wait times and things as much as possible to add to that experience. So I'm very much a sticky note as well. My esthetician would say, you know, that's how I prioritize every day. Of course, you have a long laundry list every month of things that have to get done, but I pick the top priorities that day. They're my stickies that are behind my desk, and I like to cross them off and throw them away at the end of the day.
I love
It's
that.
very gratifying.
I love that.
Check
I
'em
agree. I love a little note and a reminder, because we
Yes.
got to have it. Got to have it.
Absolutely.
Let's see. There are always ups and there are always downs, Shelley. Tell us a little bit about some challenges you face in a day as a business owner that you might want to share with us, because we all have them, that's for sure.
Yes,
That's
we
for
do,
sure.
and there are many. I would
Yep.
say one personally, which you've already touched on previously, is definitely work-life balance.
Yes.
It is hard to find, especially in a new business. I also have a new baby, so cutting it off at the end of the day is something I'm still working on. You know, I'm a solo owner, and I'm the one in the practice every day, so just trying to know how to separate that and give my family time as my family time. Work will be there when I return. One that I face inside of work is realistic expectations.
There you go.
Education is key, like you said, for that. When clients come in and have certain expectations, you know, it's just very important before we talk about what we're going to do for them to tell them what we can achieve for them and how to go about that, but making sure that they know it is a process. Skincare is all a process. We didn't get this way overnight.
That's right.
We're not going to fix it overnight. So
I agree with that.
Yes.
I always tell our students, and we have some of them here, but don't we talk about this always, is you've got to make sure to tell people worst case scenario always, even though it might not even happen, or just give them those realistic things, because that's what they're coming to us for, is to give them that realistic expectation, and I think that's important. And you do a great job of that. So I'm sure you have very happy clients at all times, if I were to guess. Let's see, Miss Shelley. Give us an instance where you went above and beyond with a client and how this paid off for you. And I know you do it with all your clients, I'm sure, but sometimes, you know, we just have those clients that really stick out. What do you think?
So actually recently, yes, I do have one that very much sticks out. She is older client, a lot of skin damage that has already set in that we're trying to fix. Again, realistic expectations are very much something we have to discuss every time she comes in. But we had sold a package of skin pen microneedling. Love skin pen, get great results with it. We use that often. She is one, I didn't see results after one. I didn't see results after one. Yeah. We've brought on our RF microneedling laser. Absolutely love it as well. So her last treatment, I upgraded her for free to an RF microneedling treatment to treat her to that, show her the difference, again, educate her, and just to show her, you know, that I'm here for her. Yes. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get those results. Like I said, that takes time. But also, you know, she's one it's hard to convince on what she needs. So I thought she was a good client to implement that and to give her that gift so that she knows the experience and can see the results and is willing to come back for more of that. She's a regular client, so she's a great client anyways. But
that's fantastic.
yes, I think that was.
It reminds me of something I teach a lot, which is the types of clients. And there's actually 5 different kinds of clients, but sometimes those clients like that have to see the before and after pictures or whatever it is. And once you can gain their trust, then they will move forward. And it sounds like that's exactly what you have done. So I love that. Yes. I love that. Let's see. What inspires you to be consistent, Shelley? Because consistency is key. You have to be that way, even though sometimes as entrepreneurs we don't feel that way, but you are, and that's why you're here. I do know that. What inspires you to be consistent, and how could you share that information with someone who's looking to get into the industry?
I would say end goal. I'm very futuristic. I'm always thinking ahead. You know, what is going to be the outcome? What is this going to turn into? What about 5, 10 years down the road? So I would say, you know, our goal is to expand and grow, and so always having that in the back of my mind that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and we can do this, and having the support of family and friends to do that. But I would say just always having your eye on the prize, knowing where you want to be, you know, setting that up front before you ever get in. What is your end goal? You know, what is your exit strategy? That was something someone talked to me about very early on, and I thought, I'm just starting. Why do I need an exit strategy? You know, that's way too early for that. Right. But that helps you with where you're going in the meantime. You know, if you know where you want to end up and how you plan to leave it, then that really helps you with where you need to go now.
I love that. And I've actually asked that question to several different people now between these episodes, and everybody answers it differently. I like that because that gives you a reason to continue on, is having that goal in mind and never forgetting that. So I think that's fabulous. Yes. You got it, Shelley. Real quick, before we get into our fast questions game, let's say that you have an anti-aging client. It could be really anybody. Let's say it's someone in their 40s. They're looking to just really refresh. Give us a little Shelley care plan. Where would you start with them? You know, come up with the details of it all. Tell us what you would do at your spa.
So skincare is always foundation. Yeah. I always tell them that's why we have our memberships for our skincare and facials, because that is always your foundation to get your barrier and your skin healthy. Because a lot of products and treatments aren't going to be as effective if we're not doing things to support structure and what we're doing. So typically that's where we talk about our customized aesthetic treatment plans. We come in, let's sit down, let's go over first your medical history, which I think is a little bit different on my end. A lot of people think, you just know skin. Skin is medical. There's so much that goes in, everything from the inside is going to come out and show in our skin. So go over all of their history first, go over their concerns, and then go over their goals. And depending on that, I kind of write out a plan of here are our treatment options. Where are you at? How aggressive are you wanting to be? Some say, I definitely don't want invasive. I don't want fillers. I don't want I don't want X, Y, and Z. Okay, let's switch gears. Here's some options that we have that are less invasive. So really just mapping that out. I really like to map out a long-term plan, a year plan for them. We're not going to do all of this at once, but that way they know how to financially plan for that. They know what's coming next after we finish our peels, what's our next goal. So they're not left high and dry on, what is she thinking? What's she gonna throw at me when I go in? They already know their plan and how to plan accordingly throughout the year, because certain treatments are seasonal also. So we try to plan that way as well. But I would say really just sitting down and having a collaborative conversation about realistic goals. Where do you want to be in a year? And let's make a plan from skincare to treatments to facial aesthetics from there to be able to get them there.
I love that. And something you said that really resonates with our audience is how aggressive do you want to be? Don't we talk about that a lot,
Yep.
girls? Yes. How aggressive do you want to be? Because I think people, going back to realistic expectations, they need to know that it's going to take a little bit of time.
Right.
If they don't want to be aggressive, and that's fine.
Sure.
Versus the other end of the ball game there. So I love that.
Absolutely. I always tell them, if they tell you they're going to fix it overnight, they're usually going to be dangerous. It's gonna end up harming. So it's a process.
It is a process.
Yep. Absolutely.
But if we can look like Shelley, that would be great. So we're going to follow
Well,
your
that's
plan.
been a process as well.
Right, that's right.
So thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Yes.
Are you ready to play the Skin Boss Fast Questions game?
I think so. Let's
Okay,
see.
we're going to do it. We're going to do it, Shelley.
Okay.
Favorite skincare line or lines?
So I guess what I'm currently using the most, because I'm on a good regimen for my skin, especially since being pregnant, I would have to say products from both Image and Obagi.
I
which
love
we carry
both of those lines. Image Skincare and Obagi, I love it. Favorite skincare ingredients?
Definitely vitamin C. It's always a popular. Retinol and zinc oxide for sun protection.
I agree, mineral sunscreen is the way to go every single time. Favorite modality or aesthetics treatment? Of course, you can kind of plug in some of your stuff from your business.
Yes. Modality, I would say RF microneedling, the laser. Definitely my favorite there. Again, the basics. Filler and Botox are always fun. Filler, again, instant gratification. They get those results before they leave, and it's so gratifying to see their face and their excitement and the tears that can come with some of that. So.
My students make fun of me, Shelley, because I tell everybody to go get Botox, especially for micropigmenting eyebrows. I always say you need a little Botox here, and I don't say that to be funny. I'm actually being serious, but everybody needs a little bit of something, don't they? I agree with that. Favorite quote?
Favorite quote, beauty is being the best possible version of yourself, both inside and out, by Audrey Hepburn.
I love that. I love
Yep,
that.
absolutely.
I agree with that. Let's see, who inspired you in business? Well, we talked about that, but your favorite hustlers / who has inspired you in business that could be in this industry or outside of this industry?
So a few that I follow, influencers on a lot in Europe. One would be Dan Esthetics, the Patreon out of Ottawa, Canada. He is fantastic for a lot of techniques and new things that we're bringing on. From a business perspective and how to run business and organize yourself and learn finances and all of the things that come along with business owners, I would have to say yourself as well. You are a powerhouse of wealth and knowledge and education, and it's very inspiring. I watch a lot of your videos for educating myself. We never stop educating.
Absolutely. Education is key. I think we both agree on that. Yes. Well, Shelley, we've really enjoyed having you. If you'll tell everybody about maybe some events that are coming up this summer for your business and where to find your business.
Perfect. So we are Affirmations Medical Spa. We are in Irmo, South Carolina, right off of Lake Murray Boulevard, connected to the Bistro on the Boulevard. That's a popular place a lot of people know, so I like to mention that. We are doing our summer event on June 7th from 4 to 7 p.m., launching some of our new lasers, and we're going to have discounted packages, pricing, some bubbly, some Botox, some demos, so it's going to be a great time. So come out and enjoy some nice specials.
Fantastic. Go
Yes.
see her at Affirmations Medical Spa. You will not regret it. You will not regret it. Thank you so
Yes,
much, Shelley.
Thank you so
You've been
much.
fabulous.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, everybody. I am so honored to have two of my favorite people ever on this stage with me. We're going to have a little bit of girl talk today. Y'all get to kind of hear things that we just normally talk about anyways. But please give it up for Miss Shannon Cavey, licensed cosmetology instructor, licensed esthetician, licensed everything. She does it all. And Miss Camry Nelson, licensed aesthetics instructor, administrator. She does it all here too. So we're going to be chatting with you guys. Welcome. Yes. All right. And this will be a back and forth thing. But Shannon, tell our audience, and you can look at me, you can look in this camera over here, whatever you want to do. Tell us kind of about your career background, your history, what makes you love what you do every day, because I know that you do.
I do love this. Okay, so a little bit of backstory. Okay, so once upon a time, I did 20 years in the Air Force. Loved my time with that and everything, but it was due for a change. I've always been interested since I was really little in skincare, hair care, especially, you know, I was the person that cut up the Barbie dolls, cut up my friends, cut up, yeah, I was the one with the scissors. And so when I retired finally from the Air Force, I ran as fast as I could to cosmetology school. Like, it was the same day to get enrolled. So that was really important to me because it was something that I put on pause for 20 years. So it was a very big decision that I had made in that aspect. So did cosmetology school, had to fill in a knowledge gap because I don't believe in just one thing ever. Like, it's a total package when you're talking cosmetology. And there was a little bit of a gap for the skincare portion. And so I was doing a lot of research while I was still in cosmetology school, found Southeastern. As soon as I graduated cosmetology, ran here with graduation paperwork in my hand from my previous school because we weren't teaching cosmetology at the time. So I ran here because there was not just the aesthetics aspect, there was the micropigmentation, the advanced aesthetics, and I had a career goal. I wanted to do that micropigmentation and make a big change for somebody who's very special to me with their brows. And it was so important that I did that, hey, this is where I landed. Worked for you at Pyramid Spa.
That's right.
And stuff, and you saw something in me that I didn't see. And that was that ability to instruct. And you encouraged me to step out of that safe zone of just being in this box of esthetician, cosmetologist, and stepping out of my comfort into instructing. And then I found I loved it. So here I am, still.
And what's going through my mind is truly the hours, the hard work, the dedication that Shannon Cavey has. I cannot even explain it, but she is as obsessed as I am about the students and the learning and just making sure everything is as 100%, 110% as it can possibly be around here. So thank you for that. Good, 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 good. Camry, tell us about your career background. Tell us everything.
My career background, well, I started off, of course, I had to raise my kids first, and then I did early childhood education, and then, of course, you know, I have a daughter, and we decided, you know, let's do some chemical pills on each other. Let's figure this out. Well, needless to say, we didn't do it. We didn't figure it out very well. So, of course, we both came to Southeastern Aesthetic. We both went through both programs, and here I am. And, you know, like I said, you've had my whole family here. I know. So
We love the Nelson family, you guys, for sure. And that is a special time in my career, was having Camry and her daughter Taylor with us. That was really, really cool. So y'all went through both programs together, and it seems like a lifetime ago, but golly, that was so fun and amazing. Tell everybody what you do with the Advanced Aesthetics Academy, because Camry kills it. I just want y'all to know, and I know, you know, Reagan in the audience here could tell us the same thing, but she keeps everything organized. We have, I mean, how many patients do we have a day? I mean, give us the kind of rundown.
So our average clients per day is 45 to 55. Last week we did hit an ultimate high of 72 clients. I mean, and yes, you know, it's controlled chaos, you know, and we do it with, you know, with ease. And I mean, it's just a lot of fun. These advanced girls are amazing. The ones out here, look, I mean, they come here and they already are performing, you know, they're already doing what they need to do, you know, so the advanced aesthetic is part of it. I know you love it too.
Yes, we all teach that program, actually. How funny is that? Didn't even think about that. No, the Advanced Aesthetics Academy is very special to me, and I think to y'all, because y'all were a part of it when it was probably first getting accredited years ago. time just goes by me. I don't even know what year it was at this point, but we've done it for so long and we've grown it, and it's just so neat. I always say it's like the esthetician finishing school. You learn a lot more about the sciences and laser technology and laser physics, which is huge. I love that. I love all that's involved with it: micropigmentation, medical peels, everything. Working alongside medical professionals. What's your favorite things, when it comes to the Advanced Aesthetics Academy?
Lasers.
Lasers.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite one?
Well, of course, I love the hybrid. I love the CO2 and the 1570 mixed together. And then, of course, with, the clear lift as well every 2 weeks. So that's my new thing that I tell everybody to do. That's kind of what we got everybody on schedule with.
Okay,
And
so this is a protocol for anti-aging.
Yes, it is.
And what it is the hybrid with the 1570 plus CO2, and then you
Yes.
pair it, what did you say you paired it with?
So we do that, and then 2 weeks later, we do the clear lift.
Fantastic.
And so we alternate those every 2 weeks. And
Alternate the hybrid and the clear lift every 2
Yes.
weeks. That
and
is fabulous.
Everybody's getting amazing results. They're loving it. They are absolutely loving it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's just take it home with us.
I
don't know. Shannon, what's your favorite?
It's got to be between laser treatments and chemical peels. I love chemical peels.
I do too. I think a lot of people end up being scared of chemical peels, and they're not scary if you understand percentages and pH levels and your ingredient knowledge.
Yes.
How important do y'all think ingredient knowledge is for the esthetician? Because if y'all understand it, I know you do, historical aesthetics education, that was never really something that was in textbooks clearly, and there's so many things that really, as we know, should be added, but ingredient education, how important is that for you all?
Me, of course, on the admin side, when I do tours, that's exactly what I tell the students, that when I'm doing a tour is, we're not going to teach you just Courtney's products. Yes, we use them here. We're going to teach you the ingredient. You're going to know the ingredient. You're going to know what it needs, what it does. So if you do go out and you're using other products, you're going to say, oh, there's lactic. I know what that, lactic does.
Exactly.
So yes, no, absolutely, that is a big part of it. So ingredient knowledge.
I agree. What do you think?
I think it's a really big compliment to the skin, because if you know exactly what ingredient you're choosing, why you're choosing it, and how it's supposed to work within the layers of the skin, not just the epidermis, but the dermis as well. And knowing those ingredients is vital, just like she said, to get jobs in other product lines, because the ingredients are common, the product lines differ. But it's still the same basic knowledge, and if you know what it's doing, where it's going to hit, you can really be the most powerful esthetician out there. Without that knowledge, your skill set suffers.
I agree. And we do entrance exams, right, for our Advanced Aesthetics Academy if they did not go to the aesthetics licensure course here. And the main reason is to make sure they understand that ingredient knowledge. I think that is huge, and I love it. And we've really just enjoyed those advanced students. We love them. We love them. Yes, love them so much.
They make me get here at 7 o'clock. I need to get ready for them for the day. I mean,
You're an early girl like me.
well, Shannon too. She's here right after me. Me and her both.
That's right.
In
Nipping her
here.
nails.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Give us a little bit of background, Shannon first, and then Camry, on your morning routine. We love a good morning routine because y'all are early risers like me. Go.
Okay, so I'm up early in the mornings. I'm not one that likes to talk first thing in the morning, so I get up extremely early. I'm that nice early bird, so that I can have that peaceful moment that's just mine to do what I need to do. And I take it all the way through from home into here by getting here before my coworkers arrive, because I need to focus my thoughts for the day so that I can be the most successful person for it. And it often starts with laundry, because who doesn't like clean linens? I like clean things. So my day, honestly, I'm flipping that laundry that just got restarted so that it's there. It's ready to go to start the day for the regular aesthetics licensure course as well as advanced, because we get busy and it's a basic thing that everybody has to do. After that, it's paperwork, printing tests, making sure I have everything, as well as developing those newer programs that we're starting to really make sure that I'm up to speed on everything that we're doing, because I want to be the best. I got to be the best.
Absolutely.
Personal challenge.
Absolutely. Got to have it. Got to have it. Wonderful. What about you? Morning routine of Camry Nelson.
Morning routine is I'm up at 4. Of course, let my dogs
4.
out.
That's earlier
Yes.
than me.
Yes, let my
4:30
dogs
for me.
out at 4:30. Yeah, get a cup of coffee. Then I have to go through our emails. Then I'll flag whatever I need to when I get here. So then I'm here at least by 7, so I could come in, get my emails done, go ahead and get the inventory ready for the girls for the day. That's very important. We try to set up the rooms because they're in lecture almost until the clients come in. So that me and the clinic leaders will go in there and get the everything prepared and ready and set up for them. But I'm the same way. I need to slowly process everything. I just can't rush into a scenario.
I agree. I think we
Yeah.
all have that in common, that's for sure. So we have some new programs launching at Southeastern Aesthetics Institute this year. We've had a lot of fun designing these. I think that if you understand how we do things here, it's always about additional certifications, additional things that really set you apart, where it's not just about state board prep and licensure. That's great. But what is going to set you apart? So Shannon, can you talk to us a little bit about the cosmetology and nail program? We're in the middle of getting our massage program final approval, so we'll table that one for the next episode. But cosmetology and nails, tell us a little bit about that. I'm so excited.
I'm very excited too, because this is bringing in that more well-roundedness that I really enjoy having. So for cosmetology, we're bringing in some procedures for the scalp, such as microchanneling. I don't think any other school is teaching microchanneling of the scalp, which is a great service for stimulating hair growth, making sure that the scalp follicles are all cleaned out, making sure we're getting that product penetration, because the hair is an appendage of the skin. And most people, it's the skin underneath it is neglected. Hydrodermabrasion for the scalp as well, because got to clean out those pores. So this is above and beyond your normal cut, color, perm, based program. It's not just about that. It's about how can I keep that hair as structured firmly in the scalp and as healthy as possible, so that the hair grows better. The hair is more luxurious and beautiful, to complement the rest of the skin on the body. And it starts with complementing the skin that's on the body.
Absolutely, and I think that is something that cosmetology programs overall just don't have, and that's because things just need to change and evolve with curriculums. But I'm excited about the microchanneling. I'm excited about the fact that cosmetologists will get to experience some of the aesthetic stuff. I think that is huge and what's lacking in a lot of these programs, and that's fine, but we can bring it because that's our expertise, and it really resonates with hair growth, with nails. It's all interconnected, and I think that's what's really fascinating. And we are really enjoying putting together the nail curriculum too, and some of the different certifications and all that good stuff. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, so our nail curriculum, yes, we're going to have our manicures, our pedicures, but we're bringing in those hot stones, that paraffin wax into the whole thing, as well as talking about some oncology issues and compromised nail issues that are often neglected as a complete contraindication. It's like, okay, you can't do this. Well, actually I can, but I can do it in a safer manner than just breaking out my normal file and drill to help people that are compromised and is showcasing on their fingernails, where a lot of people, that happens quite frequently for various reasons. We have cosmetology pedicures versus our regular nail technology pedicures, because cosmetologists have a broader spectrum where they can utilize some of those aesthetics machines and devices and modalities to bring in things like chemical peels into that full pedicure, to bring in microdermabrasion, so that way you are complementing that foot or those hands on multiple levels and not just the visual level, where you're really going to help and heal those hands. And because nail technology, they can't do some of the devices and everything. So it's a balance between the two programs being able to do one service.
And that is huge right there. As cosmetologists traditionally don't have a ton of nail education, so they're going to receive a ton of nail education and then how to actually incorporate the skincare aspect into it. I would love a pedicure with a chemical peel over here. Thank you very much. So yes, thank you for helping me. Shannon Cavey is our director of the cosmetology and nail program, so she's been an integral role, or played an integral role in putting all this together. So thank you very much. All right, I've got questions for y'all. Questions. How do y'all, and not the fast questions game, we do have that, just a few more and then the game. How do you stay organized in your day, Camry? Tell us a little bit about organization and what that means to you.
Well, every January, I'm gifted with this beautiful calendar from you, you know. And so, yes, I have definitely need the calendar to completely have everything organized. But also, I mean, the MBO, you know, the RX photo and all that. I mean, that helps me also keep organized. All those, you know, little things. So, no, I need a new calendar next year. You know.
Okay, business owners, give your employees planners for Christmas. Pretty ones that they will love you for, but you know, it's also very helpful when you really have a lot going on. And what she's talking about with MBO is our mind body system, and then our electronic medical record system with RX Photo, which is a patient now plug-in for mind body. We love that, and it really helps us stay very, very organized with our day and with our clients and patients. How about you, organization, Shannon?
I'm a lister. I love lists. I mean, I love the planners too, don't get me wrong, because that helps me to facilitate my list. So, but I have my lists broken down by hour to hour, minute by minute, because I need to know what I'm doing. I have a lot of moving parts. So without the lists, I am in the dark. So I actually have a weekly little planner that has not just our regular big planners, but it's like a day-to-day snapshot of what I need to do so I can prioritize, because priorities shift just slightly every so often. I need to see where my priorities are. Is it going to be cosmetology here, nail tech there, or am I strictly aesthetics focused that day? So I know where I'm going. Otherwise, I'm just going to be running around like a chicken with its head cut off.
That's right. You got to have your list. And I'll tell y'all something funny is that I used to love writing lists. Now, as I'm getting older, it's about typing my list. So I'm a big user of Google Docs for calendars. And I can color coordinate everything. I color coordinate my email and with all the folders. And then I also use notes in our Apple computers a lot. I mean, my notes, I don't know if y'all use notes. And then Google Docs, right? Google Docs. We're a big believer. What about you, Thomas? Yeah. Yes. Okay, let's see. To wrap this up, and then we're going to play our game, what inspires y'all to be consistent as a skin boss? Because y'all are skin bosses. I just want y'all to know that. And I respect you so much, and while you're sitting here with me, while you're on our team, y'all are just so fabulous. But I love the word consistency. Y'all know that. How do y'all feel like consistency plays a role for you? And then how do you feel like that can really propel people and help them in the future?
For me is, I mean, we've been here for, you know, I've been here for almost 5 years, and yeah, it's been, you know, it's been that long. Yeah. We've been here 5 years. I know. Oh, yeah. But our members, I mean, we've, you know, I've seen the same people for 5 years, you know, and just to see them progress, and just, I mean, their family, and, you know, the consistency of them coming in and helping them meet their goals. And, you know, not only that, they just love to come in to chat and to see the girls and just to be pampered. And no, but definitely seeing our members, you know, come in, and not only that, our students. I mean, heavens forbid, they are amazing. But no, like I said, our members are a huge part of, you know, the aesthetic or the advanced part of it.
Yes. And you provide consistency so much, Camry, with just being there and always being the same. And I think that is what the clients love and probably why they come back. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for that. What about you, consistency?
I love consistency because it lets me thoroughly explore all options. Because if consistency doesn't happen, you're spinning your wheels. You're not doing your best performance and everything like that. And that's it right there. You need to be, I have to have it. I desire it. I like knowing where I'm going to be every day. I like knowing where I needed to go. I know which chapters I'm doing. I know my cycles. I know, and it's good for my students too, because they know what to expect. They know where we're going, what we're doing, and why we're doing it. Because if I'm consistent, it's consistent for them. And then consistent for y'all as our bosses. If we're consistent in our behaviors, you can see, where things need to be changed or where things need to be embraced.
That's right. Y'all are the best. I love y'all. I love y'all. That's it. Fast questions. Are y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Camry, favorite skincare line or lines? Ready, set, go. And y'all do not have to say our stuff here, by the way.
Well, of course, I have every product of yours except for the peptide cleanser, which I'm dying to get.
I know, it's almost
out.
back. It's almost
I know.
back, yes.
So that I have everything, of course, of yours. But no, I love Obagi. I mean, I'm just a junkie in general.
Yeah.
My skin, I just have so much, But no, I mean, mainly, of course, I use yours.
Well,
I do love XO8, and
that's a good one as well. Yes.
so, but no, like I said, majority of all my daily products is, of course, Courtney's.
For heaven's sakes.
Courtney's
Okay,
Science.
good.
Except
Okay.
for the peptide,
The peptide cleanser, y'all, is really great. I
know.
think we're going to launch it into a retail size for everybody because it's a
Yes.
big one. It's removing makeup. It's fabulous. Favorite skincare line, Shannon?
Oh, I flip-flop.
I-
Okay, aside from yours, because I do absolutely love yours, especially with these newer products that you've launched recently. They are thebomb.com. So I love Farmhouse Fresh
That's a good one.
as well as, Glow,
I love
believe
Glow.
it or not.
Yeah, Glow is a good one too.
Great
So,
lines. I'm glad you brought those up. I love Glow. Love Glow. We carried Glow when we first started the school.
Yes.
I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Y'all were probably there for that
Oh,
too.
yes.
Okay. Favorite skincare ingredients, Camry?
Stem cells.
Stem cells. Love it.
Stem cells and salicylic acid.
Stem cells and salicylic acid. I think everybody likes salicylic acid today. I love it. Favorite modality or aesthetics treatment? I know y'all kind of already said it, but I might,
yes.
see if you've changed your mind.
So, of course, mine would be lasering.
Yes.
I like, of course, dermaplaning.
Yes.
I do it every 2 weeks, and microneedling.
Love it. Microneedling is fabulous. What about you?
Perfect derma peel.
Ooh,
And
perfect derma peel.
And CO2 lasering has been my friend for some scars.
Yes, very good. Are we liking the Indy Yak for vessels and veins on the legs?
Yes.
I love that one too. Sorry, we like to talk about aesthetic stuff. Must have skincare products, choose 3.
Choose 3 of skincare products.
Yeah, like specific. What do you use every day at home?
Every day. Every day in the morning, of course, a cleanser, and then I use a vitamin C with ferulic acid, and then sunscreen, of course. And then at night, I switch my acids. So
Always be changing.
yes, my skin never knows what it's going to get at night. But every morning, vitamin C.
Perfect. Consistent in the morning, change it up at night. I love it. What about you?
Me is definitely always those peptide cleansers, especially for the morning for me. With rosacea, it's not an easy thing to accomplish with a lot of acids. So I do take my time with that. SPF, can't live without it. Can't live without it. And vitamin C in the morning time. In the evenings, oh yeah, it's, a crapshoot on what I'm going to do. So because I do have to watch my rosacea, partnering things like salicylic acids, your plasma drops, I love them.
Yeah.
As well as anything that's oxygenating to bring down redness and some of that vascular issue. It's a very similar protocol to the acne protocols that we'll utilize for rosacea, and it works like a champ.
You're exactly right about that. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. Okay, favorite quote?
Oh, my favorite quote. My students know my favorite quote.
What is it?
There's our clean, and then there's Courtney's clean.
I love that quote.
There is and that Courtney's clean is above LLR clean.
That's right.
They know this. I say to them every time that it's time to clean. There's 2 different. That's my favorite quote.
That's my favorite thing you say, actually. Sanitation is everything.
And they hear it every Mondays and Tuesdays when they're with me. They hear it.
Gotta do it. I love it, Camry. That's amazing. What about you? Favorite quote? It does not have to be sanitation focused.
So my favorite quote actually came from somebody when I was active duty was, to fail. It's just your first attempt in learning. That's my favorite quote because it really resonates with me because I have to do things perfectly for myself, and that's a hard place to be, and failure looks different for everyone.
Yeah. And you know, I know you say that quote, and I actually told that to my husband the other day. I love that. And I think I told it to my son too. I think that's such a good quote. I love it. All right, favorite hustlers in the business, people that y'all look up to, because I mean, you came here for a reason as far as this is your career. So, you know, favorite hustlers in the business.
So, I mean, here in the school, I think we are such a strong bond, and we have so many outlets. You know, if I need something, I know I could go talk to Shannon. If I need something, I know I could go talk to Aaron, or I could talk to you. And within these walls, we have such great hustlers.
You're right.
You know,
They're right here,
I
aren't
mean,
they?
yes, I
that.
don't need anything. You know, right here is all I need.
I love that.
No, I mean, we have a wonderful, you know, group
We
of
do.
people.
We've got a very great team.
Yes.
It's fabulous. I love it.
Yes.
I agree with that.
I
What about you?
Favorite hustlers? Well, in the industry that I'm working directly with, it's just like Camry said, it's everybody within these walls are some of my favorite hustlers in the industry.
Because we hustle, don't we?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, we do.
Yes, and we have such a good, tight team here that you want to come to work every day, not have to come
Agreed.
to work. And there's a big difference between the want to and have to when it comes to that. I enjoy it. It's not a job. It is a career path, and it's enjoyable. Then outside of us, Tabitha Coffee.
I love her. I've seen every episode of her shows, seasons. Yes.
She's actually a wonderful presenter too in the industry, and she teaches a lot of really good classes when you're going to some of the bigger events like trade shows and stuff, that you can really see full personality, not just TV personality that's been
Right.
edited.
I love that you brought her up. Tabitha Coffee, we're coming for you at Southeastern Aesthetics Institute. We love you. I'm kind of obsessed. I agree with that one. Well, did y'all have fun in our little girl talk? Yes. Okay. You guys, thank y'all so much for being a part of the Skin Boss Show today. We will see you for the next episode.